Mega Darkrai is officially legal to play in the Pokemon TCG, and it has definitely caught some eyes. And this is because of its Abyssal Eye attack, which simply knocks out your opponent's active Pokemon if they are affected by a special condition. And with Dark Bell releasing alongside it, you can achieve that very condition, as it confuses both active non-Dark type Pokemon. So with these two together, all you need is a charged up Mega Darkrai, and you can knock out anything in the format with no downside, which makes this one of the strongest attacks in the game. But the thing is, charging up that free energy attack cost isn't going to be easy. And although I have some ideas, getting this whole deck going is not a simple task, especially considering the absolute infestation of single prize decks in this format. Now, why is that a problem, you may ask? Well, it's just simple mathematics. Mega Darkrai is worth 3 prize cards with 280 HP, and with many reliable attackers in the format worth 1 prize card that can hit above 280 damage or at least above 140 damage, they will be taking 6 prize cards before you can. And this is exactly why I wanted to challenge myself with Darkrai. Can we find a way to overcome the single prize mania and land on the ultimate Darkrai deck? Who knows? But first, before we even consider those single prize matchups, we need a consistent deck. So how about we get into building? And whilst we're at it, if you do enjoy these videos, leaving a like and subscribing will help a ton. But I'm sure you just want to see the deck build, so let's get into it. Starting off, I added 3 copies of Mega Darkrai, 2 copies of Latias, and you'll see why, as we are adding Mega Ordino. With its Kaleido attack, you can flip 3 coins for each head and search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards and attach them to any of your Pokemon, which in turn will be used to charge up our Darkrai. And another inclusion I'm adding is 2 copies of Volcanion, which with the Scalding Steam ability allows you to just burn the active Pokemon, which in turn allows Abyss Eye to activate and take 1-hit KOs without needing the Dark Bell. Now, given the nature of this build, I'm sure you expected me to at least add 2 copies of Mega Kangaskhan, as well as 2 copies of Fezandipity for additional draw. And for even more consistency, a copy of Meowth, and finally, a copy of Petrump for extra retreat and late game attacking. And with every single Pokemon being an EX Pokemon, you best believe I'm adding 4 copies of Cyrano, as I'll also be adding 4 copies of Boss, plus 2 Janine's Secret Art, which for a refresher chooses 2 of your Dark Pokemon and attaches a basic energy from your deck to them, which allows for additional energy acceleration in the mid to late game where you probably don't want to use Mega Ordino. And for some consistency, we're adding 2 Lilies, plus 2 Petrels to find our Dark Bells, and 1 Cypher Maniac's code breaking, mainly for the next card. That is Transformation Tome. This is definitely an experimental choice for this deck, but given the high count of multiple EX Pokemon that we may not need, being able to tome them into a Darkrai for a surprise KO is a little bit of fun. But of course, we need to get them in a discard pile, hence the 4 Ultra Ball and 2 copies of Prism Tower. We of course need our Dark Bell, which we'll add 4 copies of, alongside 2 copies of Energy Switch, Special Red Card, a Night Stretcher, an Energy Switch as well, finishing off our trainers with the Hero's Cape. Given we're not playing a Trolley, which you would otherwise see in a deck like this, the definite alternative is the Hero's Cape, which can bring Mega Darkrai to 380 HP, making it last much longer. And finally, we will add 10 copies of Dark Energy, finishing the first variant. Now, I've definitely gone too high on some counts for sure, but this again is just to get the ground for the deck, get a foundation going. So let's see how the deck feels as we go into our first sets of tests. Okay, not a terrible opening hand, all things considered, but it does depend what we actually come up against here. And it's, okay, right, Hide and Sneak, that deck kind of just deals with Darkrai, I would imagine. But I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, as they do attach a Telepathic Energy here and throw down 2 Dhelmises, ending their turn. Right, okay. I'm a little bit concerned now, because we're, just a bunch of 2 prizes. Hey, we're just gonna have to roll with it. Okay, so we got this. That's what we inevitably need. Is there any way for me to deal with the Shuppet, though? Or just this deck in general, because Darkrai just seems like a liability. But so does everything else, We don't have the healing capabilities of a tank Kangaskhan. Yeah, I need something that can help with this kind of matchup. Maybe just a single prize attacker of some sort. I don't know. Right, we definitely have to get Latias, don't we? And let's throw the Darkrai down. Let's go for an Ordino. Of course, I'm going to go for a Run Errand as well. Maybe I should have done that before Cyrano, but I'm not too fussed by that, actually, to be fair. I can. See, the Dark Bell could definitely do something for us. Maybe that's our route, just Dark Belling the Dhelmise. It might be the move. We'll have to just wait and see, as we do get some energy going. Okay. Now, look, you may notice I'm not going to have the the highest level of energy for this video, and there's a reason for it. Recently had, it's not an emergency, it's fine, had some chest pain pop up, and I've gone to the doctors and I'm getting it checked. They don't believe it's anything cardiac related, but just to be safe, they told me to just chill out and not go too crazy. So I'm not gonna go too crazy, all right? I'm just putting it out for this. Don't worry about my health, I think I'm fine. It's just something I need to address in case you think, oh, so Sean's a little bit quiet all of a sudden. Just addressing that matter. Anyway, they get a Banette. They do get an energy on the Delmise. They're gonna go for a Puppet Pull here. Okay. Pretty standard stuff from a Banette deck if you think about it. At least it opens up the Dusk Raid, but I think we're just taking when it goes with that anyway. I guess do I just boss up the Delmise here? And then just start going for KOs with... I might have to just like try and play a bit of a pressure game here, because what I'm going to do is get another Darkrai down and just go for Dusk Raids. I don't really need to go for the Abyssai here, so I guess that's my way to do. I guess I just got to get in there quick, just start taking prize cards and see if I can punish an early setup here. Let's go for it. We'll go for a boss on this. Plus, knocking out Delmise doesn't contribute to the other sneaker attacks that could be around here. Like, we would get absolutely thrown if the Sinisters start coming out and spreading damage and they come up with a Spiritomb. Yeah, that would be kind of scary. But I think this Dark Bell, this Dark Bell definitely is probably one of the more interesting cards for this matchup, considering I've seen from experience that a confused Delmise doesn't know what to do. Like, Delmise is not very easily taken out of the active spot, so it kind of just has to sit there and try and attack through confusion. I've noticed that a lot as a blender comes in. So this is the Spiritomb build, meaning even a simple 80 damage off of this Banette is actually quite dangerous. As they go for a Naveen as well. Naveen is a very interesting card to play. Like, so for those who don't know, it's, you can discard as many cards from you want as your hand and draw until you have 5. Is that correct? I don't know how I feel about that, though. Or is it draw cards until you have 5 in your hand before drawing cards you may discard in your card? Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that, actually. You're just better off playing a Carmine most of the time, no? Or in this case, Gwyn is definitely better, because obviously you can just use Gwyn to... Gwyn may... Right, I still think Gwyn is better, because Gwyn just draws a bunch of cards for you. But Naveen has better discard potential, because if you have a hand of, like, 4 sneakers, then you can discard all 4 and draw a fresh hand, right? In that scenario, Naveen is better, but other than that, it's not, right? Anyway, looks like I'm going to just have to try and take out the Banette here. If I can get an energy, I wouldn't mind just pivoting around, maybe. Moving between damaged Darkrais, which, yes, to be fair, it does help the Spiritomb cause, which is a bit of a problem as well. Well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to throw this here. This is where... Monkey Door reaction could be nice. I mean, it's not the best thing, is it, really? Considering all the sneakers are protected from it. But thinking about the Delmise, is it even worth it then? Don't even know. Let's get rid of you and grab... I don't think the Volcanian's going to do much here. Yeah, okay. Volcanion I might have to maybe reduce as well, because it's very situational. But I guess I'll get another... Do I get another Darkrai? Do I go for a Petch? Do you know what? I'm actually just going to grab a Meowth and hold it, because the hand I have isn't amazing. So let's do that. I'm going to punch here, because I don't want to retreat to Mega Dark... Well, actually, no. Maybe I shouldn't have. Oh, I don't... See, there's so much to think about with the Sneak deck when you're playing Mega Basic Pokemon, because, it directly counters it. So that's going to be an issue here, and it's insightful as to where I should be taking this deck, because I'm starting to think that maybe like a heavy Ordino build with a bunch of loads of 2 prices isn't really the angle we should be going for. I don't know. I don't want to commit to that just yet. It's a thought. It's a thought right now, especially considering all the single prizes running around, Either way, they go for a Pokepad. What did they grab from that bad boy? They grabbed us Poltergeist, going for another Pokepad to get another Sinister, and they will also Ultra Ball. Safe to say they're getting pretty close to that Spiritomb. If they bench it, I'm bossing it. It's as simple as that. But I don't think they will. I think they're going to be smart enough to not do that. Now, let me see the cards in their discard pile, because I don't want to activate Spiritomb by knocking this out. So they've got 3, 6, 8. They've already got 12. Okay, so taking a knockout now would bring on Spiritomb. So I'm just going to boss, I think. I mean, I've got no other option, really. So... I'll put down a Fez as well, because we're at the point where if they get Spiritomb, they just win. Why did I play... Wait, why did I play... Okay, I meant to play boss there, but accidentally played... It's fine. This game's a bit of a write-off anyway, let's be real. As I'll go for another Dusk Raid. I mean, 440 feels great, but into the Sneakers matchup? No. So how do we manage Sneakers? I'm sure if we do something with Confusion and... We could Yveltal. Yveltal plus Dark Bell could be pretty good. You Dark Bell up a Delmise or whatever. Force them at least to try and attack. I mean, we have Hero's Cape. We could Hero's Cape the Yveltal if it gets to that. Prevent one at KOs. Oh, it's an interesting thing to think about. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Petrol, and I haven't even used my Tome yet. Is there anything I can do with my Transformation Tome? Not really. Okay, well, that's something to think about. Maybe I'll just get a Cape in. Ah, gosh, and what if I do this? What if I retreat to Kang, just go for some draw, and just start Dark Belling, you know? Is there any other attackers I could really use here? I could use Fez, but that doesn't really help me. Meowth could have been kind of cheeky, actually, but that's not going to do much. There really isn't much on the cards. Well, I can attach this, because I can definitely tome a Darkrai back if it comes to it. But I'm going to confuse them and see what that does. I don't know. Go for a Prism Tower. And if they have the energy and get a discard... Oh, they discarded 2 Gwins there, actually. That's very informative. So what I'm waiting to do, because obviously they're bricking, right? We know they have Spiritomb. Oh, they're Lana's Aid. Yeah, I guess you Lana's Aid for Delmise and energy, right? But also, I'm hoping this confusion could, like, you know, trigger a couple, like, tails and, you know, they could end up in a more difficult spot because of that. The issue is once the Sinister goes down, again, the Spiritomb's online. Wait a second. They didn't have a basic energy to recover there. So it's just Delmises. I'm just hoping for the confusion to do something good for us, okay? Go on, get up. Oh, it's a heads. Oh, brother. I can't take a KO. If I take a KO, I lose. It's a sim. I know that. I'm aware that that's what's going to happen. After Heroes Escape this bad boy, I'm in a tricky spot, man. I'm in a very tricky spot. All right, well, let's go for a Prism Tower and get rid of Fez and Kang. Sure thing. Let's have a Dark Bell. I don't feel great, though. I do not feel good. I mean, if this was against a mega matchup, I'd be having the time of my life. But right now, no. It's not feeling great. Let's... I think I just go for a run errand and pass up again. I can't take the knockout. I just lose. They've got to knock themselves out, and then I've got to, like, try and punish that, you know? But that's effectively 2 turns. God, we've got work to do. That's for sure. We have a ton of work to do. As they do bench a Delmise, they could just retreat, attach, and attack. It won't be a knockout. But to be fair, I kind of don't mind if they take a knockout on a free prizer before they go for their Spiritomb, because then it means I could get to a... Oh, it's heads again! Oh, there's nothing I can do, bro. There's nothing I can do. If they keep flipping heads, I just lose. All right, well... Let's see what happens. I mean, a boss wouldn't be too bad, would it? You know, a boss into that Delmise plus Dark Bell confusion. That could be our outs. That could very well be our out, actually. We have 2 bosses left. 2 Dark Bells. We have 1 Dark Bell in hand. Well, let's draw this and see what comes of it. No boss. Okay. Well, I'll do this. I'll go for a Prism Tower. Discard Darkrai and Latias. A boss here would be great. Oh, we get it. Okay, now we're kind of talking here. Let's boss this up. Let's Dark Bell. Could cause some problems. This could cause some problems. Okay, that's good. I could tome into a... Oh, wait. This is where we pop off. We go for Fez and we start sniping. Yes, I know this now activates Spiritomb. But we could put them in a position where they can't do anything here. We just Fez snipe away and then take the active for game. That might be the... Okay, maybe that's the game plan. They do bench Spiritomb. Oh, God. Just don't have the switch. It's as simple as that. Just don't have the switch out. Or a Latias. So if you have a Latias, no Latias. Okay. They do! They had Latias! No! Oh my God, I was so ready. I thought we could have actually had a win there. I need to calm down. I thought we could have had a win there. Bro, this whole game, I was like, we're losing. This is just a loss. And then there was a sliver of hope that was like, oh, I could just Fez snipe and trap this. That's the game plan. It's good we know that now. There's a potential way to beat this deck. So we've got to make sure we keep that in our crosshairs. But let's go into our next test and see what comes about. And what came about was, well, what we'd expect, really, as we did lose to an Alakazam 2 Cannon deck, win against a Mega Excadrill, and win against a Mega Delphox, finishing off the test run with a loss to 2 Cannon, showing exactly what we were concerned about. Single price decks are a problem. And to try and help accommodate, I did cut a Volcanion, 1 copy of Dark Bell, and 1 copy of Boss's Orders to add a copy of Yveltal. Now, a lot of single price decks don't really have too much priority into retreating. Now, I'm not leaning too heavily into Yveltal, as we need to be sure that this is the way we need to go. So 1 for now will do, as I will be adding a copy of Backtrack Badge and Enhanced Hammer. The Backtrack Badge, of course, is to allow for additional options with the Mega Ordino, and the Enhanced Hammer was to get rid of very, very important cards in Mist Energy and that special fighting energy that I forgot the name of, as they do prevent Abyss Eye from actually doing its job, resulting in the second variation of this deck. Now, as I said, I'm not too keen on the Ordino build, and I'm just using this opportunity to test out some other cards to see where we should be going from here. And that can only be done with some test games. Oh, it's another single prize deck. Okay. Well, we've had a Yveltal, so hopefully that can help into that. We did cut a Dark Bell, though. But I think we're starting to see the issue of just Darkrai in general is the fact that it's just, there's too many single price decks running around, right? And being a basic Mega Pokemon that doesn't really have much in the realms of disruption is just problematic. I mean, with Kangaskhan, at least you have the Tank Kang. With Absol, you definitely have Claw of Darkness to work with, right? Some hand disruption plus Claw of Darkness can be massive. But a Darkrai just doesn't have that. Darkrai's just 1-hit KO potential, which is incredible, but it's not incredible in a bad prize matchup. And, you know, if the prize trade doesn't go your way, you can take as many KOs as you want. You're just going to lose based on pure mathematics. So it seems like that's one of the issues Darkrai's having. Now, again, my job here is to try and see if I can solve that. First off, let's think here. I don't mind trying to Yveltal trap this in the meantime, actually, to be fair to you. Plus, we've got some Janine to work with next turn. Okay, I'll grab this. But I can't get Yveltal. Cyrano can't find it. The more that I'm playing this Cyrano build, the more I'm starting to not like it. I might need to have a little switch up here. Because this build's great for, like, doing the Ordino play, which I guess I'm being forced to do here. But it's like pretty bad into single prizes. You know what I mean? Okay, right. We're just gonna have to do it anyway. Let's go for it. I mean, what else can I do? Just pass? That seems like a terrible idea. All right, let's go for the Ordino. Let's go for a Kaleidobots then and see if we get some heads action. Okay, sweet. But now, sadly, we didn't actually get the badge either. So, okay, yeah, I'm starting to realize that I don't think I like this build. It makes sense in some ways in that it's just like Ordino, Darkrai. That does the job. Darkrai gets swinging quickly, but it just doesn't fare well into those single prizes. We need a build that can take those more into account. And so I think just some sort of reset. Like the tomes, the transformation tomes, they were interesting and fun, but I feel like they've got to go. And I've got to continue to find ways to deal with these single prizes. And I'm thinking Monkey Dory could be one as well. So I've got ideas. I've got ideas. And I'm excited to see what we actually end up with, you know. Right, Honchkrow is coming down. Seems like they're going to get their KO there because of the weakness. Yeah, that's rough. That's really rough. I'm not a fan of that. Right, well, I don't even have an option to 1-hit KO this without Dark. Oh, all right. Oh, well, should have promoted the Kang. So I am low-key tilted, I can't lie. I am low-key tilted. Let's go for a flip script. And I can go for, I'll do this play. Do you know what? I'll pull this off. Let's go for, I'm going to go and switch energy to Fez because it was surprisingly good into that game before with the first build against the old sneakers. But I'm going to just boss up something then, right? Yeah, I guess I've just got to boss up this or something and then just go for a Dusk Raid. I think I played that turn poorly, but I don't think I could have done much anyway. I should have probably attached the Fez, right? But the thing is, like, there's your Yveltal. Okay, now we could buy some time, but by time it's like 1 or 2 turns because I can't really trap anything else apart from Mimikyu up and that's weak to dark. They do part. Oh, right then. Maybe the Fez is the move. Okay, I'm starting to see that Fez is kind of good in this deck. It's a little strange, but it's working. Let's do this. I'm just going to put the 1 energy, actually, because Darkrai's already charged up. And we're gonna well, I have to manually retreat, to be fair. But do you know what? We'll get some snipe action going. We'll do that. I'm going to get Yveltal down, actually, because I might have to Yveltal Dark Belt at some point. All right. So Fez seems to be a pretty important card in this in this game, in terms of, like, in this deck, so in terms of the single prizes. But you don't... It feels like I'm leaning on Fez as an option. I'm just leaning on the strategy of hoping they don't hit me. And I bench snipe things, which is not a strategy you want to rely on when it comes to single prize matchups. It just seems like a silly idea. Yeah, see, like, especially when your deck, you know, their deck plays 4 Giovanni. They are going to bring this up. I can go for a Cyrano, though. And in fact, with that Cyrano, I can actually go for a Yveltal. So Yveltal's already showing its worth. I'm going to have to do it through the Petront rather than the Latias, but that's fine, I guess. I'm getting another Fez. Might need it at some point. Volcanion. Yeah, not needing you just now, am I? I think you still got to play a Volcanion because of the option of allowing for Abyssai to take a knockout without needing Dark Bell. I think that's very important. So we'll still keep Volcanion around, I think. But the Tome is what I'm really not feeling, you know? Let's get rid of you and... I'll get rid of a Tome, actually, and get another Darkrai. Yeah, this deck doesn't need Transformation Tome. It just doesn't. Good to know that now, but yeah. Let's subjugate chains. Could go to a Fez and snipe again, but I'm actually going to clutch, because what I want to do next turn is I want to boss up a Honchkrow, Dark Bell it... Oh, no, I can't Dark Bell Honchkrow, though, because it's Dark type. Oh, that's true. I wanted to Dark Bell for confusion and then do some bench sniping, but that's just not happening. My opponent, for some reason, is not very happy. Oh, okay, right. So I guess I gotta, oh, they're so gonna Honchkrow me next turn. That's just gonna happen. So here's what I've got to do then. I think I boss up this Honchkrow and I just start trying to put a little pressure on and just start sniping this Fez down here. Not going to play any cards or anything like that. I'm just gonna go for that. In fact, I could have attached for turn at least, right? No, it's fine. I think saving the energy makes more sense in determining where I should attach it in the future. Yeah, I mean, we know they have Giovanni, so we're going to be able to Giovanni and go for a swing, right? But they pass? Wait, I'm pretty sure they had Giovanni, but I guess they don't have the cards? Wait, they did... I'm sure they roto stick for a Giovanni. They have a Giovanni in hand, but they're just not playing it. Oh, no, that's very weird behavior. But sure, whatever rocks your boat, I guess. I'm going to go for a Cyrano and just thin out the deck now, I guess. Just get some of these bad boys and prison them away. I guess this is where, like, the tome does have some relevancy, you know, in that I could, like, tome my Fez into a Darkrai. But it's not really needed right now, is it? Do you know what? I just don't know whether to, like, if I'm going to need to attach to this at some point, you know? But I have damage on your Veltor, meaning the Dusk Raid works, so I don't need to worry too much on it KOs. I'll attach here. I have energy switch to work with. We'll just go for a Cruel Arrow now, and again, not sure why they've gone all paid actor on me and not played that Giovanni, but I guess they just didn't want to come up and take a KO for some reason. Maybe they didn't have enough to hit the 240 and didn't want to just like punch into something and then I just retreat. But then when you see me doing my Fez, like, what are you thinking? You know it's going to go down the next turn. You might as well go for a swing, right? I don't know. Maybe this Prison Tower will inform us a bit. Porygon and Ignition. Okay, maybe it is a bit of a terrible hand. It could be a classic Honchkrow Brick, but they do get an Ariana, which is a little scary, especially after attaching the energy. What's their energy count, actually? I got to make sure I keep that. Yeah, they've definitely got more to keep ahead. And benching that as well is a bit of a problem too. Rocket's Factory coming down. If they get a KO here, it's actually really bad now. Oh, wait. Hold on. Prevent all effects of attacks used by opponent's Pokemon done to your basic team Rockets. It means your Veltal can't do anything to Articuno if I'm right. Man, so I can't even use Veltal trap Articuno or something. But yeah, now that I think about it, maybe some Monkey Dories could work. Just some sort of switch up. Not a big fan of the Cyrano. Yes, it helps with the Ordino, but I'm thinking of cutting the Ordino. Because in some test games already, it has shown itself to be a bit of a liability. Like, you accelerate with it and then they just take a KO on that, and then Darkrai goes down and then they win. So effectively you're saying, right, I'm going to play one Darkrai and that's all I get to use, which you don't want. So I'm still debating Ordino's efficacy here. We do have Petron, so I can go for a run errand. And there's the badge. Would be great for Kang, but no real need for it. That's the thing. Tell you what, a red card right now could be pretty good. My hand is just clogged up. Right, I definitely do another Fez. I'm going to play the Dark Belt anyway. I'm going to put the backtrack badge down, and I think I'm definitely taking a care with Darkrai here. So I'm going to energy switch to the Darkrai. And we got to look for it. We got to look for the old... what's my petrol count? I do have 2 petrol in the deck. I think it's better to run errand and then, yeah, see if I can find it through this means. This is like... I'm being a bit greedy here because I might be able to play Lily and then do all of this stuff. But think for now, I'm going to just try and dig a little bit, see if I can get that red card, because I can go a lot... Unless I discard... I don't think I discarded it, right? Yes. Okay. Right. This is good. This is actually really good now. We're going to go for it. Hero's Cape on the Darkrai, red card. And with my opponents having a bit of a tough board, we could get somewhere. We really could. So let's keep the Fez dream alive. And in fact, I will continue to do that by going for a Janine just onto the Fez. I don't need energy anywhere else. So that's fine. We can do that. And then go for a Subjugating Chains. Here we go. Right. Hitting 220. That's nice and easy. This is something that you won't be able to do with Mega Absol. Just come in and just punch a 220 for 2 energy. Absol can't do that. You'd need to obviously do a lot more for its 2 energy attack with the one at KO. But nonetheless, that's okay. It really depends now if we can just cross the finish line and show that this Darkrai can indeed take on these, I was going to say take out what? For dinner? Take on these single prize decks. That's what I want to see. And I do have Ariana, sadly. I don't think a 1-hit KO is going to happen, but they're going to hit big as they do get a Porygon. Now, a Porygon we can trap with your Veltal. See, this is where I think you need Monkey Dory, because what am I doing? I'm just trapping and then take until I take a KO and then they just boss KO me. Whereas if I had some Monkey Dory to work with, I could like trap Porygon, get a Monkey Dory KO, and then a boss in one turn for 2 prize cards. So I feel like if your Veltal is the way for us to deal with single prizes, then if you play your Veltal, you kind of have to play Monkey Dory, right? They don't attack? That's actually quite an interesting decision, actually. Well, if that's what happens, first off, I'm going to go for some Prism Tower action. If I get a boss, that's amazing. No, but I can go for Fez. Fez is looking really good in this deck, so I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Let's go for a... Okay, do I Dark Bell here? Probably, right? Well... I mean, no, because Dark Bell could be pretty good if they do get a Porygon 2 out. But if they get a Porygon 2 out, then it's just GG, isn't it? Oh, actually, that's something I need to think about. Well, I can't boss anyway this turn. I have to Fez. Okay, I'm just going to go for a... I was thinking like, oh, okay, how am I going to do this? They've got 2 potential attackers, right? Now, let's see if Dark Transformation Tone can give me anything of value. Not necessarily. I mean, it could turn my Mega Darkrai into a Fez again if I really want to do that. But I think I think I just go in here like this. I'm going to get rid of the tomes. Yeah, I was so excited to try out tome in this deck, but it's clearly just like useless. It's just 4 deck spaces gone. And I'll go for a cruel arrow. Now, what do I cruel arrow onto? So you can do, let me check your discard pile. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Oh, you're like eerily close. Eerily close to want to kill me, but I'm sure the odds of you want to kill me with Honchko much higher. So we'll do that. We'll do that. I still think we might lose this one, sadly, and maybe I should have saved that Hero's Cape for a Fez, or maybe I could have tomed into a Fez and a Hero Cape Darkrai. Maybe that's what I could have done and had a better board state, because I have a 200 HP Fez that's relatively easy to knock out. Yeah, Porygon 2. Do they have Ignition? I mean, odds are they do, right? Okay, maybe I should have gone for a Hero's Cape Transformation Tome. Yeah, maybe that's what I should have done with hindsight. But you know what? I'm okay. I'm learning the deck along as well as I play it and build into it. So I'm going to be quite forgiving on myself for those mistakes and misplays, as much as I already am, you know what I mean? So I'm okay. I'm okay with this loss. But I will say, however, in terms of like the build overall, I just don't think I like it. I don't think it's going to work. Well, let's just see what the test runs say for us, and that will inform our decision on where we go from there. And things were not looking great as we lost to a festival lead and also lost to a hide and sneak deck, alongside losing to Mega Excadrill. And with one consolation win against a Mega Frost / Chandelure deck of all things, I made the decision to completely scrap this build, as there were too many problems in too many other meta decks. So let's get into making the second build. And to begin, I will add only 2 Mega Darkrai, 2 Mega Kangaskhan, 2 Pheasantipity, 1 copy of Latias, and 2 copies of Pecharunt. Reason being is I'm now adding 2 copies of Yveltal. This was looking really strong, and I think leaning into this more for those single prize matchups or other matchups that Darkrai struggled against might be the way to go. However, we do need another important card in Monkey Dory. And this is how I plan to deal with those more difficult matchups. Oh, and also adding Moltres is important too for those grass matchups. Finishing off Pokemon-wise with Meowth. Now, although this is looking similar to the Audino build, Janine's Secret Art is going to be our main focus. As with us cutting Audino, one of the biggest liabilities in the deck, we need some way to get energy into play, and Janine's Secret Art has to be that. But given it accelerates to 2 different Pokemon, energy switches are also very important. Now, back onto supporters, I'm going to add 4 copies of Lily again for consistency, 3 copies of Boss's Orders for Gust, and 2 copies of Petrol to find our crucial item cards, such as our 4 copies of Mega Signal. Given we're not going with the Cyrano route as it didn't seem to be quite reliable, we still need Pokemon Search, and Mega Signal is going to get us both a Mega Darkrai or a Kangaskhan, which are of course very crucial cards in the deck. Now we do still need other Pokemon, so I'm going to add 4 Ultra Ball as well, plus a single copy of Pokepad given it can find Yveltal, Moltres, and Monkey Dory. And for some more consistency, I'm going to add 3 Pokegear and 3 Dark Bell, of course, to allow Abyssal Eye to do its thing. In terms of hand disruption, I'm adding 2 red cards, that's primarily because of Alakazam, plus 1 single copy of Energy Search with 1 copy of Night Stretcher, and again, Hero's Cape for our ace spec. And with the inclusion of 8 Dark Energy, plus 1 copy of Fire, we have our first build of the newer variant of this Darkrai deck. And this is one I'm very excited to test, so let's dive straight in. Right, so this feels like a much more equipped deck, I would say, but we have to wait and see. There's a Darkrai start, though, alongside 2 of our Petrels. Ah, Litwick, okay, so it's either playing Mega Chandelure or some sort of Chandelure deck. As they do go for some Poffins, and this is a little scary one. We need to definitely try and use our Yveltals and Monkey Dories and stuff like that for the meantime. Elgium, right, okay, I think I know what deck this is. This is a Disruption deck. It's a Control Chandelure, which exists now. And, how does one tackle this? I think I'm going to go like this, and I'm gonna have to try Yveltal. I know I really lean and rely on this card right now, but, yeah, I need to make sure that it can't just, like, Badoo me and cause problems. I need to see if I can get that in the active in the first place. We can, that's fine. Let's go for, Subjugating Chains, yep. Now, do I go for a Hero's Cape on the Yveltal? Probably not. It's probably too early to tell, hey? Yeah, it probably is. I'll make a signal anyway for Kang, so that way I can get some draw with the, my phone's going off like I'm popular today, apparently. I'm just going to go for a clutch. And then next that I can get some Kangaskhan draw and manually attach to Darkrai, I guess. If Mega Chandelure comes out, then that's fine. Now, the good news is they can't trap anything in the active, which is what they kind of want to do with those Mega Chandelures. So our Pecharunt completely counters that game plan. But in the meantime, we'll just have to see what happens. I can. Oh, I am liking the Janine, actually. See, with the Yveltal and the Petron and with Janine and all that, it does always put damage counter on your Yveltal, so you can very comfortably go for like a Dusk Raid with one single Janine and attachment for 220, which does, yeah, see, the quad Janine feels a lot better, actually, in hindsight, than just like Ordino and then trying to get one at KOs with Abyssime. You instead go for the old quad Janine and then just get a Dusk Raid off, if anything, for 220. Or if you do have the energy switch out, then you can still pull off an Abyssime. You know, it seems like a better move, doesn't it? Right, but I've attached a, okay, so that's a Psychic on the Lampent. Okay, right. So, Dark Bell. Oh, that could be good as well. Yeah, there's loads of good things now. I like this. Let's retreat here. Let's go for a Kang. Hey, a Monkey Dory would be nice because I can just deal with that lit. Well, I can't deal with it right now, but that'd be nice. In any case, well, double Monkey Dory with this would be good, wouldn't it? Actually, I'm not doing any damage then. All right, I'm thinking too much right now. I feel like I will... Let me Pokegate. Let me see what I get for Pokegate before I commit. Boss's orders, right. What if I Gust Trap Latias? Well, that just seems like it'd be a decent move, no? And then try, but then I might need to do that later on. I don't know how I feel about that. All right. Okay, I'll attach here. I could still Gust Trap Latias. I still could. They're still setting up, right? I mean, I just don't want to have to bench this. You know what I mean? Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's Gust Trap Latias. Let's see what it does for us. We're subjugating chains into your Yveltal. Go for the trap. Could eventually get a KO on it, which would be kind of nice. Need to obviously watch my hand size because the Chandelure can do 30 damage for each card in my hand. But I think if anything is being suggested by this video so far, is that single price decks are on a huge uptick. I mean, I've seen so many single price decks now that the format, it feels like it's starting to heal. Either way, they got their Chandelure out and they did give us a card to draw, which does benefit us in the short term. They're obviously looking for that long-term gratification. Thankfully, no Comfy down, so that's good. They attach to, okay, so they definitely want to get the one it kills with Mega Chandelure. Okay, so I need to make sure I have an option for Darkrai when that comes out, so I could just deal with it there and then. I mean, as long as I keep Latias trapped here, get a Mega Darkrai ready to go, that'd be pretty good. Another Lampent comes down as well. Just really want those Monkey Dories, man. Just take some quick prize cards and just build up to that Chandelure. There it is. Speak of the devil. All right, lovely. I'm going to get you down. Hold on. Before we do anything, let's retreat to Kang and let's go for some draw. Could get another Janine to work with. I can Meowth for Janine, but that feels like I'm overbenching then. And I don't want to be. So let's attach here. Let's go for a Subjugating Chains. And this feels 10 times better. This feels 10 times better than the Ordinary build. Feels like I'm in control. Feels closer to the pre-rotation Mega Absol deck, right? And you can see when I played that Absol with the Quad Janine, I always felt that was the best build because it felt so much like what it should. Right, Elgyin's my target, not Badoo. I know I can take a prize with Badoo, but it's currently not my target. I could double monkey here with energy switch, but I think I hold off. I can just Ultra Ball next turn for another monkey and have two monkeys down with energy, not needing the energy switch, and that'll be fine. We have Dark Bell, could eventually get into a boss, so if they do go Mega Chandelure, we could... Yeah, this feels good. This feels so much better. There's Mega Chandelure, and they do go into another baby Chandelure, as they also go for an Alluring Light. Now, this is actually, to be fair, maybe double Monkey Dory isn't the move. Maybe I need to get Latias, because my Yveltal now has a retreat cost, which it didn't have before. And yes, I could Petron into Darkrai. In fact, I think I have a KO on Mega Chandelure this turn with Dark Bell and Energy Switch. Yeah, I have a 4-prize turn here, don't I? I think I've got to take that and then just try and boss this for game. But again, a Chandelure me as a KO, so I need to have a response to that. Oh, that's true. Okay, well, let's Hero's Cape right now. Let's... I could thin my hand out. I can thin my hand down. I can thin my hand down a lot, actually. I've got Ultra Ball. I've got some bells. I've got energy switches. Yeah, I can thin my hand down. Let's do this. Let's get rid of these. Let's get a Latias, because I feel like that might be helpful. So I don't mind the one monkey now. That's okay. I might have to double Dark Bell here and energy switch, but I think that's for the sake of not just being destroyed by Chandelure. In any case, let's... energy switch damage, not energy switch damage, sorry, energy switch and energy off of this. We will, whoops, I played Dark Bell. It's fine. I was going to double Dark Bell anyway, just to thin out my hand. It's fine. It's fine. My brain fried for a moment there. I just had a whole like hiccup, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh wait, why do I have to, what? I do. I'm supposed to have an extra retreat cost. Why do I have, oh, Latias. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Can I Petron and put the damage down to help with extra Monkey Dory? I think I want to. Let's just go for a Petron then. I'll Petron. I won't do the free retreat with Latias. I'll put some damage on my Darkrai. Might come back to bite me, to be honest with you, but I'm fine with that. Now, actually, I take out this bad boy. I'm going to have 3 extra cards in my hand. That seems a bit silly. So what I'll do instead is I'll move damage to Latias. I won't go for the extra prize card because I just don't want to risk a Chandelure KO. They still might be able to do it, to be fair. I'm a little concerned about, but we can always fall back on the Yveltal trap strat. See, this is good. We have 1 KO options now, which we've done with Darkrai right here. Abyssai is now a thing we can use, which is what we want to do with our ultimate Darkrai deck. But we have ways to manage now into the single prizes. I like this a lot more. Anyway, there is an Alluring Light. I think they might be able to get a KO on me. I'm a little concerned here. If they don't, it is a GG, right? Because, well, as long as I get a boss, it's a GG. It's like a boss Latias for game and then just take out Elgyem and Badoo. Although, to be fair, they could... Oh, wait, hold on. They've attached to Elgyem. What would be your game plan with that? Move energy off Monkey? Thankfully, we have free energy switch in the deck, so I don't think we need to worry about Elgyem so much. So I'm feeling okay. Plus, that Latias is, it's getting eaten away. Its damage is slowly fading into a KO. So, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good with this one right now. I think we can win this game, unless I throw it, which I know I'm very capable of, so I've got to be careful. My roller for 240. Okay. So you're saying our boss gets us the game then, huh? Oh, it does win us the game, but the issue is I need to find a boss. 2 boss down. We only have 1 left. All right, let me Mega Signal and see what's going on. Let's have a little look-see. Boss is in there. Oh, I'm just going to have to dig for it, aren't I? I really am just going to have to dig for it. I'll get rid of you and probably energy. I can Night Stretcher that back. That burns down the Night Stretcher. That's fine. Fail it. Go for Night Stretcher and throw that onto... I actually will throw this instead of... No, Yveltal's got to be my backup plan, hasn't it? But if I don't get a boss, then I think I just take the KO anyway. I just take a 2-prize turn, and as long as I have Petron charged up, we can win. So I think I'm fine with that. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know how I feel about this. I'm going to get rid of these... This is very silly of me, but I really want that hand size as low as I can. I'm going to do that, and then we're going to... Do I just... I don't... No, I've got to dig for boss, haven't I? I've got to dig for boss. So let's retreat into this, into Kang. Let's go for a run out. If I get boss, it's GG, so I've just got to go for it. Come on, give me boss. Oh, there's a chance. Okay, hold on, Pokegear. And it's a boss. Oh, yes, baby. That was a thrashing. That was insane. I felt in control the whole time. Let's go for a Adrenabrain onto Elgyem. Take that out. And not only because of weakness, but because our Dusk Raid also can, do the damage. We just boss KO for the 2 prizes. And it's as simple as that. That, I think, what won us the game there was the Abyssai. Being able to Abyssai and Mega Chandelure absolutely accelerated our process. I like that. Good. All right, let's go to the test, see how it goes. And my God, did it start going well as we beat a hide and sneak deck, lost to Crustle, I mean, that's pretty standard nowadays, as well as beating a Lurantis deck, interestingly enough, alongside a win against Beedrill. Yes, Beedrill. A deck you're not expected to be beating with a Mega Darkrai. So things were feeling really good, but some changes were still needed to be made for certain matchups. As I cut 1 copy of Petrol, 1 copy of Darkness Energy, and a copy of Serendipity to allow for an additional Night Stretcher, 1 more Fire Energy because I am adding Chi-Yu. With that Scorching Earth attack, it is a direct counter to Festival Lead, as it does 40 damage when it KOing a Dipplin with its weakness, and discards the Festival Stadium they'd have in play and prevents them from playing another one. Now, this is worth including because Festival Lead has such a good time against us. Now, whether or not we run into Festival Lead in the test is a whole different thing, but at least we know we're prepared for it. Now, with that said, let's just get into testing this version of the deck even more. Low-key hoping for a Festival Lead matchup just to see how the addition of Chi-Yu helps, because yeah, that's like obviously as I mentioned, there's 1 prize decks that I'm considering, and Festival Lead is one of them that we still would struggle with even with Yveltal. So I'm thinking Festival Lead is something we have to have some respect for with Chi-Yu. However, if I'm wrong and it's actually pretty decent without Chi-Yu, then you can cut it. But I think considering we have Moltres in here, we can do Chi-Yu. It's fine. Ah, there's a Watchtower already coming in, though, as we are playing against Dragapult. We do get a Mega Signal, though, and low-key, I think I'm just going to get Darkrai out. I've got Janine, I've got Dark Bell, I've got kind of everything I need to go for a boss KO on a Dragapult if they even get Dragapult next turn with a Candy. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling okay. I could definitely, at the very least, boss KO Dreepy. Like, that's something. Although it might be better for me to boss KO Duskull, if anything, really. I don't know, but that was a pretty decent turn 1, and it immediately activates Duskrai. That's what I was talking about in the last version's game, wasn't it? How it just immediately activates it, and that's really cool. Well, they go for a Monkey Dory, not a Dracloak. They definitely have a Lily then. Otherwise, what are you doing? Like, you're 100%... No? Okay. Well, I think you've just lost yourself the game. Why don't you get... Well, no, I think you would have lost it anyway. You definitely get a Dreepy, not a... I don't know. All right, anyway, let's do this. We're going to boss this up. We're going to get aggressive. This is what this deck can also do. It can just go turbo aggro and start taking KOs. Right. Yeah. Good deck. Deck be good. Performing well. Early punishments. There's control elements to this. I think we're landing on something good here, as it definitely echoes, like remnants of the, the I can't speak all of a sudden. The old Absol, that's it. The old Mega Absol Kang deck back in the day. He says as it didn't occur, as if it didn't occur months ago. Nonetheless, they do have Monkey Dory online. I can get myself a Monkey Dory actually and just take out Badoo. And if I get really lucky and get another boss, just take out another Dreepy. That would be kind of devastating for them. But I am on item lock, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm waffling. I'm just gonna go for a Dusk Raid again. Just I guess that's all I gotta do here. Just take prizes as they come, baby. Janine's Secret Art again. We'll activate Abyss Eye if needed. However, with the promotion of Duskull, that's an interesting... No, they probably just are bricking, right? They're probably just brick. Yeah, Puffin. Yeah, they're full brick town right now. And don't you love it when a Dragapult bricks? It's so good. Technically, I'm bricking as well, but I'm bricking better than them. And that's what it's all about. Okay, so this is definitely Monkey Dory territory, especially with the option to potentially take out some Duskies. First off, though, I don't want to commit any of these resources I don't want to get rid of any because Dark Bell could just Oko Dragapult if it ends up coming out. So I kind of want that in my hands. I have realized something as well, actually, with this build that I've noticed I've done wrong. And I haven't put any stadiums in, which is actually diabolical because it means Watchtower just stays. So I'm going to have to add some stadiums somehow. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that because this deck is already quite tight. But I guess I could get rid of my extra special red card, which is there for Alakazam matchups. You might have to sacrifice the Alakazam matchup, maybe. I don't know. Something to think about at the very least. But considering we've got a Lily, I think I can get rid of you and probably switch. Yeah, I mean, I'm only getting the one Monkey Dory anyway, so that's fine, I guess. Let's throw this here. Let's go for an energy search and at least move damage off. I'm just going to use it to heal, I think, unless I get another Monkey Dory and energy switch, then I could use it to take a prize card. No, but I'll Pokepad for another monkey, though. I don't mind a bit of that action. Just try and out-monkey them, because that's going to be something we need to do. Right, so I'm going to heal off the Mega Darkrai, I think, and then just go for another Dusk Raid. Punish my opponent, brick him. This is feeling good. And I'm feeling pretty confident for a Pulp matchup, I am feeling pretty confident into it. Just need to get some stadiums because I forgot about the old Watchtower. You could also throw in a Chien-Pao, but I feel like that's just getting too much. They've conceded! Brother, I'm including that. I'm sorry. They didn't brick. It wasn't that they just bricked. We fully punished them for it. It wasn't... I won the game there. I'm taking that, bro. We're taking that as... That's a definite test, okay? Sometimes I don't take tests that end up like that because, it's just my opponent bricked. That's not really a good assessment of the list. But on the scenario that we were able to get a Dusk Raid up and just immediately get attacking and putting pressure on, I think is enough to validate this as a test for me. So I'm going to just go for my extra test games with this list. I know I've forgotten stadiums, but I'm just going to get a feel for its steel. And then we will go to the final list with those stadiums. And the following test games were also pretty solid. As although we did lose to a Dragapult right afterwards, we did win against an Iron Thorns Bastiodon deck, beat another Dragapult deck, and also won again to hide and sneak. But yes, stadiums were needed, so with the cutting of Special Red Card and Energy Search, I'm adding 2 copies of Risky Ruins, as this can help with Monkey Dories on our side in terms of using the Yveltal strat, and can also activate Mega Darkrai's Dusk Raid attack. Oh, and I also forgot to mention I cut a Pokegear for Volcanion, specifically for the Mirror matchup, Grimmsnarl, any Dark-type attacker, which gives us the final build of this Mega Darkrai deck. Now, I know as we've played, it's become less and less about Mega Darkrai, but I feel like tackling this archetype, it's not about getting the most out of Darkrai itself because it has so many flaws, but instead building a deck around it that allows you to utilize it when it's needed, but also survive on its own when it's not. And that, in my opinion, is how you build the ultimate Mega Darkrai deck. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, do leave a like and subscribe for more, as more will be on the way. If there's any suggestions for any decks you would like me to cover specifically from the Pitch Black set, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.